Thanks for being with me. If you're here watching live, nice to connect and hop on here. It's been a while. Show my face. Um, been dealing with COVID for the last 2 weeks. That's all pretty much over with. So that was annoying. It wasn't the sickest I've ever been, not even close. But also it was just annoying. Let me just put it like that. Just fatigue and feverish and weird feeling and yeah, weird, just weird. But anyway, just wanted to hop in and I'm on my phone here, just enjoying the morning. Got a lot of things going on this month with JDM and want to make some announcements, and I felt like this is the best place to do it in the video format at least. So I want to address the credit repair situation. Just briefly and quickly, I made a longer video that was sent out to some clients that had questions that had been with us for a long time. And listen, I'm kind of just going to beat this drum the rest of the year. I'm not interested in being a credit repair company as a primary standalone service anymore. It's just not something that I never wanted to be, and it's not something that I want to be moving forward. It's a lot of headache. I'm not here to convince people why credit repair is valuable, and it's just becoming increasingly more difficult to, repair really, really damaged files. And then also people that I've worked with for a long time, that have come a long way. The recession's kind of here, and whatever, they're having money issues, and then instead of being proactive and letting me know and trying to build a plan around that, they stop paying on their accounts, and it's just this cycle that kind of unfortunately never ends. So and the other thing too is the price. Credit repair, it's very expensive to work on people's files for 12, 15, 20 months and longer. This isn't 2019 and prior anymore. This isn't fixing credit in 3-4 months. If you have significant issues, your credit's going to take 6 to 12 months minimum if you have some serious stuff going on. So, you have to, so that means that you have to charge more, and people aren't willing to pay more because, the credit repair industry kind of got taken over during COVID with the pandemic, and people looked at it as an easy way to make money, and it's not an easy way to make money at all. In fact, every client that I, basically stopped working on their file recently, I didn't make any money on those people. I lost money on those people, even though they paid me $1,500, $2,000, $1,000 especially. If I work on your credit for 16 to 24 months and I charge you $1,500, I'm not making profit. I'm paying a sales guy, 10 to 20%. I have tons of staff, ink, paper, fax. It's just, you're not making money at that point. So, and I'm not here to convince people why credit repair is worth really what it is worth, which is like anywhere from a few $1,000 to like, in some cases, 20 to 50 grand. I mean, potentially even. It just depends on the person and what they have going on. If I fix your credit and you're a high net worth individual, and that means that you can go get, a couple $1 million loan, that might be worth 50 to 100 grand for you. That's not the case with most people, but the point is that if I need to charge $3,500 or $7,500 to make it worth my time, and people don't have that money, they don't want to pay. It's just an annoying situation to be in. And again, I'm not here to convince anybody to fix their credit. So if you don't understand why you need to fix it, then you're kind of at a dead end anyway. So yeah, I'm sympathetic to the people that, haven't seen the results they hope for. But, this is business, man. This isn't personal. This is business. And I'm not going to put myself out of business because, someone tongue-in-cheek or potentially use the wrong type of language on a sales call 2 years ago and told you that we would fix your credit 100% guaranteed. I'm sorry. I mean, if those words didn't come out of my mouth, but if they came out of anyone that worked for us at the time or was associated with us at the time, get out. Then, I do apologize on their behalf. But again, it's like, I'm not going to go bankrupt and lose everything that I've worked for because, the landscape changed. And that's just business. Again, this shit happens all the time. So it's not personal. And I've given you guys plenty of options as well. If you want us to continue working, there are options, but you're going to have to pay more money. It's just as simple as that. I mean, it's just like, if someone bids you a project and that project, ends up taking 24 months instead of 6 because of extenuating circumstances, that project's going to cost more money. I mean, that person can't work for the same amount of money that they thought it would take 6 months to work for as 24. It doesn't matter what they bid you at originally. It just is what it is, right? So let's move on from that. I'm very excited about, I'm going to switch hands here, I'm getting tired. So I'm very excited about our partnership program that we're launching, or that's launched. We're going to end up doing 3 groups of 5 people. So again, that's 3 groups of 5. Each group will be phased slightly, timeline-wise, will be phased slightly behind the other groups. So the first group will have the most qualified, ready-to-go people in that first 5 group, and the next, most qualified 5 people will be in the second group, and then the last 5 will be in the third group. So it just, that's how we're going to do it. It's 15 slots total. I don't know when we're going to do more. So if you are like seriously interested in joining, like I said, there's a 5K deposit. And that money will be, part of the funding that we charge you. We're going to charge 10.3% for funding. There's no other fee. The 5K deposit is to show that you're serious about what we're doing, our partnership. And it's going to be, you would end up paying it anyway because it's going to come out of the funding. So if I charge you 10%, and I get you $300,000, then, you'll pay me 25 if you already paid me 5 for a deposit, right? It makes sense. So it's all included, okay? So it is a deposit. It will be credited towards your funding fee. We are going to be purchasing passive businesses, and this first phase will be focusing on e-commerce, and we're going to be purchasing Amazon and Shopify stores together, and this could be subject to change. We might include Facebook at some point, and again, we are building a strategic partnership with other like-minded entrepreneurs and individuals who see the vision over the next 6 to 18, 24 months, where we're about to go into a recession, or if we're not already in one, we are. They just haven't announced it yet officially. But we're in a position where there's going to be a lot of assets on sale over the next 12 to 24 months, and we want to be in a position to purchase those assets and make a profit from them. And this is going to be phase 1 of seeing that to fruition, because what we're doing is essentially I'm partnering, me and my partners, like my inner circle, right? My mentors, my people that I partner with personally, we are going to partner with you, and we're going to put you guys in a group together. You guys will have your own businesses. You'll get funded. You're on your own. We're going to pool our money together. We're going to buy these passive cash flowing businesses at prices that I can only get much cheaper than I would sell them to you at, right? You're not going to get charged. There's no like accelerator fee or coaching fee or, nothing like that, right? And we're going to split the equity of those businesses amongst the group members. So you're going to have diversity. So like, for instance, if we do 2 stores per person, like 1 Amazon, 1 Shopify, then there'll be 10 stores in every 5-person group. And then if one store does really, really well, and then there's another store that like flops or underperforms for some reason, it won't matter, right? Because you have a little bit of 10 stores, right? The same equity of 10 stores than you would have just 1 store, right? And the Amazon is the full back end, and the Shopify will be 50%. 50, probably 50%. It could be a little bit higher or it could be a little bit lower, but it'll be somewhere around there. So that is that's the plan, right? We get 5 people in a group. Let's say we fund each of them 300 grand. That's $1.5 million. I'm going to be charging 10.3% of that. And so that'll be about 155 grand to me. And then that's my, that's our group, our fee for managing all this stuff and getting you the funding. And then another 50,000 or so ish, 45 to 50,000 to purchase the opportunities. Both opportunities will cost that combined, not individually. So Amazon and Shopify will be between 40 and 50,000. We're not exactly dead set on the price yet, and it'll be at the best profit split. So like I said, it's much cheaper. It's like half price, if not lower. Amazon's a lot cheaper actually. So it's significantly discounted. So the goal is, again, we're going to then, you're going to have, you paid me 30 out of the 300, just hypothetically, if I got you 300, you pay me 30-ish or 31, right? You buy the opportunity, say it's 50, that's 80, that leaves you 220 left. And then the rest of the money will be used for doing business with our group. So funding your stores and doing business with the other businesses within the group that will also act as intermingled businesses to do certain activities such as bookkeeping, running ads, running consulting, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, writing copy, doing content. So all the businesses will interact with each other. And what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to put enough cash flow through all the businesses by them interacting with each other. So business A will work with business B, and business B will work with business C, and so on. And, business A might work with business, E, right? And we're going to put enough cash flow through all these accounts that we're going to be able to go back in roughly 6 to 12 months and be able to get $500,000 to up to $5 million per business. So now we took a $1.5 million funding opportunity into a potentially a $2.5 to $25 million funding syndicate, basically, right? Where now we can go purchase depreciated assets that are on sale because of the recession. And again, nobody is doing this. Like, not only do people not know how to do this effectively, they also are not structuring it in this way where they're going to give you, an equal share. So this is what makes this unique, and I'm excited to launch this. And this has been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And again, we also have exclusive opportunities in certain industries that are not going to be public, where like any random person can invest. You would have to be accredited, which most of you will be anyway, but it's this is a real opportunity to get mentored and to work with me in a different type of capacity, even different than a mentorship student or a 0% Accelerator student, also because we're partners. And we're gonna treat you like partners, and you're gonna reap the benefits like a partner would. So it should be fun, and this is what it's all about. This is playing the game at a high level. And if you're interested, like I said, 5K deposit. The first group, I don't have anyone like officially committed as of this video going up. So whoever wants to commit, I'm assuming that the first group will be filled within the next 5 days. And then, I'll announce when group A is filled. And then we'll move to group B and the timeline for that, and then subsequently group C. So it's a lot of work on our part. And again, you guys don't have to do really anything. You have good credit, 750 plus with history, with income, you have good credit and you have, you see the vision and you understand what we're trying to do and we're working together and we're a team, then and you're a good fit, we're gonna, everyone that joins the groups, they're gonna fly. We're gonna fly them out to Vegas. You guys are gonna fly out here, and we're gonna sit down and get to know each other better. And it's gonna be a real partnership. This isn't gonna be just virtual. You guys are welcome to come over to my home, and we're gonna show you guys what we're doing and why we're doing it. So it should be fun. I'm very excited. And yeah, that's basically the gist. Sending a couple cars down to one of my partners in Houston today, later, to put on Turo. Just have too high payments right now with my cars, and I'm not making enough money to, again, fully transparent. Just happens where hey, paying 10 grand a month at some points is affordable for me, and right now it's not. So I'm going to turn those liabilities into assets, and we're going to put my dad's S580 that I purchased for him back in December, and my Tesla, and possibly the Escalade as well, down to on the Turo and or private vehicle rental market, and make some money, and it should be fun. So I'm excited about that. And again, people that partner with us will also have an opportunity to do that as well, if we want to get you cars. So that'll also be an opportunity. And this is a big thing that we're doing here. This is not a one-time small thing that we're doing. Like, this is a one-hit wonder. Like, if you're in the first group with us, the first 3 groups, I should say, if you're one of the first 15, you're gonna get an opportunity to be part of this as we move forward. And do big things with us. So I'm not the only one also with groups. So one of my partners down in Texas, he has his own groups going as well, and they're doing the same thing we are, and they're gonna put together 25 to 50 million over the next 12 months, and we're gonna go buy shit, and we're gonna make a shit ton of money. So if you're interested, it's a great opportunity. I feel bad for people that, don't see the vision or don't have good credit, I guess, because those are the only 2 things that would really disqualify you. Most people could find the 5 grand if you had to. But yeah, this is like a, I'm going to be fair to say this is a rare opportunity. I'm not going to say once in a lifetime, but I'll say it's rare. It's a rare opportunity because of the recession that's impending, if that's already here. So if you guys understand what we're gonna do and you believe that we can do it, and the thing is that this is not like even difficult to do. It's actually, well, I should say, it's not difficult as far as the execution of it is not difficult for me or for my partners, as far as like a skill level. The only thing that's difficult is just it's very labor intensive, right? And there's a lot of, it's tedious and it's labor intensive. But as far as like there being like, a skill or, some drastic market change that affects lending, through and through, it's not going to happen. There's going to be some tightening on some lending during the recession, but you're not going to see anything drastic like we did during COVID. And the types of funding that we're going to go get is always funding that's going to be there because it's government funding. So, it's like I said, it's going to be fun, and we're going to make a lot of money, potentially millions and millions of dollars. So that's not a promise, but that's my expectations. So I'm very excited, and we're still doing Accelerator and going to be obviously continuing to work with you guys in Accelerator and push, you guys through. A lot of you are very close to, getting to the next phase. And I want you guys to have the opportunity to join this as well. If you haven't gotten funded already and your credit is looking stellar. So I'll be making sure to share this with you guys and just growing the network, getting, more people in the group that can bring something to the table as far as value goes, bring new knowledge, new strategy, new skills to the table. That's what we're looking for. So if you fall into that category and you want to work with a bunch of badass entrepreneurs that, know what they want in life and are determined to get it, then, look no further than joining 0% Accelerator or, one of these investment groups that we're going to be putting together. So it should be fun. I'm very excited, man. I got really burnt out I've been really, really burnt out over the last 12 months or so. It's kind of been, unfortunately, one thing after another. It seems that I was struggling with as far as just putting out fires, and just like, I feel like I was just stagnant, where I was too caught up working, in my business and not on my business, and not pushing things forward enough. And, a lot of that was my fault. Some of it wasn't, a lot of it was. And, I could point to certain things that caused, that to happen, and everything's kind of a compounding and has a ripple effect too. So it's no one thing, but it's, it is what it is. This is like, I'm learning and I'm growing every day. It's not like I know everything and don't claim to. So, people that entrust in me, they understand that. Most of them do. Hey, this person's not perfect. He's not obviously, Jeff Bezos successful. I'm just a guy, who is good at this one particular, well, I'm good at a bunch of different things, but I have, a lot of knowledge, and I know how to execute that knowledge in this specific field. And my job as an entrepreneur is to do that, to maximize profit while staying in alignment with, the vision that I have, and working with the people that I want to work with, and whatever. So, I'm excited, man. Like I have like that desire back. It feels back, and when it's not there, it's very disheartening in a way, because what it feels like to wake up every day and love what you do and go to work and execute and talk to your clients and talk to, just do your daily activity and then have enjoyment in that activity. And then when that is no longer enjoyable, or boring or mundane, or feels like a chore, or it feels like work, and it's just like it's not inspiring or motivating, something needs to change. And that's how we've been over the last, that's how I've felt over the last 6 to 12 months, is just like, I can't buy a break, right? Everything that's like bad has like, or things that I expected to go a certain way are not going the way that I expected. So again, I'm very proud of the progress that we've made over the last few months, pushing through. And I have a big thanks to, the people that work with me, Jono and Ben, that really, that helped, and all the VAs, and, grateful to you guys as always. And, we're going to keep pushing forward here, and we're going to set the bar moving forward as far as empowering, the average, I wouldn't say average, but empowering like the everyday modern citizen, and showing people, hey, if you have good credit in America, you have the right mindset, like you have some balls, and you partner with the right people that you can trust, you can go from, living an average life to living an extraordinary life, a legendary life, which is what we all want, right? We don't want to be average, we don't want to, do the 9 to 5 and make 75 grand a year and, worry about money for the rest of our lives. We want to make 500 grand to a few $1 million a month. And because it's possible, and it's not like, it sounds like crazy to people, but like, and I've never made $500,000 in a month. Like I'm saying this, but I'm saying this because I believe it. I've made close to $250,000 in a month before, right? And you have to understand that it's not Like, I will make $1 million a month at some point in my life. But what I'm trying to say is that it's not, I went from zero to 100,000 a month consistently for almost a year, right? Some months 150 to almost 250, right? 225, 200. I did that in less than 3 years, right? From, driving Uber, making $15, $20 an hour or whatever. And yeah, I had, prerequisite knowledge that, put me in this position, and I'm obviously wired a certain way. It has to be part of your DNA. But the point is just like, hey, like, I'm not like that special. I'm really not. And I want to make that clear to other people as well. It's like, hey, you guys, if you have good credit, and listen, you don't even need to do the shit that I had to do. You don't need to find the mentors. You don't need to pay for the mentorship or, get lucky and meet some guy at your job who ends up being the guy that ends up, putting your career on this path. I'm giving it to you right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving it to you for free, basically, because I'm giving you guys an opportunity to partner with me or pay me 15 grand for Accelerator, or even just get funding through me. And then if you have your own plans and you don't want advice or want coaching, that's totally fine. Like, totally fine. But, it's amazing that we can do this because, and the American credit system has allowed us to do this, where we can take a 750 score with history, an 800 score with history, and if you are with the right people in 3 to 5 years, that might mean turning your income from whatever it is now to 5, 10, 20x your income. Like, honestly, like, seriously, in the next 3 to 5 years. So, it's a big deal, man, and it's possible. It's not so far-fetched, and people think that it's a scam, and it can't be real. Like, and it feels like that in the beginning when you start making real money and you haven't ever made real money before. It does feel like weird. Like, it does, like, you do experience that, imposter syndrome, they call it, whatever. Like, you kind of got to pinch yourself a little bit and be like, well, it's kind of weird. I just made 20 grand in a day, right? And you didn't make 20 grand. It took you, 3 months to make 20 grand, right? In your normal job, if you're lucky, to, take it home. So, I'm just here I want to inspire people, and I want people to understand what's possible, and that there's also no like fear of failure, because if you fail, like, okay, so what? You messed your credit up, and big fucking deal. You weren't using your credit properly in the first place. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm saying there's no downside to entrepreneurship besides for the, having the mental fortitude, I guess, the daily fortitude and the mental fortitude to deal with the bullshit, and to realize that it's worth it. Because ultimately, for people that have an appetite for freedom, unless you are an individual who can be genuinely happy, or whatever, happy is bullshit anyway, but whatever, you can be fulfilled with very little material things or a very low standard of living. There's not many people that exist like that. So you have to be real with yourself, and you have to understand that unless you're that type of person, financial freedom is a prerequisite to true personal freedom. Like, there's just no way around it, right? Because you live in society. Again, unless you want to go pack your shit and go live in the woods, right? Like Ted Kaczynski, or someone. Don't do that. Don't be the Unabomber. But you understand what I'm saying, right? Unless you want to go live in the woods or in the mountains, or be a Buddhist, a devout Buddhist, or a monk, right? You are living in society, and as much as we understand the filth and the trash that is shoveled into our fucking brains on a daily basis and down our throats on a daily basis, and we hate it. We all hate it. I know we do, right? But, we're in such a divided, terrible, hateful place right now in this country, and this is what they want. This is what the government wants. This is what the elites want, right? They divide and conquer. This is history writing itself over for like the thousandth time probably in human mankind, whatever, right? Like, we know this is the blueprint, and yet people still fall into the trap. And it's as simple as just like, hey, this isn't going to be political, this video, but it's just like, wake up, and let's make some fucking money, and let's live this personal freedom that we all should and have the potential to live. Again, there's nothing stopping you from making a boatload of money and living in a multi-million-dollar house, and driving, the cars that you thought that you would, you could only ever rent or look at a car show, and be around beautiful women and people and experience, the best things that life has to offer. Vacation whenever, when you want, where you want, right? These things are possible. And I think the other thing that's very interesting too throughout my journey is that I encourage everyone to go down this path as well, because until you really make enough money where you can live like a one percenter, which while I was making, I am not currently, but while I was making a boatload of money, I was living pretty much like someone who had unlimited money could live like, at least day to day. Like, not like, oh, I'm going to go fly in a private jet every day, but like never really thinking about like spending like $500 a day on whatever, right? Or like buying clothes, or, buying like, some cars I couldn't afford, or my credit wasn't good enough, or whatever. But the point is that I was living like a one percenter, and to experience that is very important, because it gauges where you understand you are on the spectrum of, hey, how much money do I really need to make to feel like I have personal freedom in this society, right? Because it's going to be different for everybody. Like I said, for some people, they're very naturally minimalist, and not like fake minimalist bullshit either. Like, oh, I'm going to become a minimalist and sell all my shit and be self-sustaining. No, I'm not. Like, that's all intellectual trash. I'm talking about like genuine, like, hey, I don't need anything. I don't need much material things, or to live in a certain type of environment to be happy, or to have really nice things. If that's how you are, then more power to you, right? Because that means that your path to personal freedom and personal independence and truth is going to be easier, because you don't have to make as much money. And it's obviously easier to make less money than it is to make more. There's more to that as well, but the point is that I'm so grateful that I experienced what I experienced, because I know now, like, I know that I don't need to make $500,000 or $1 million a month to be happy. Like, I know that now, and I don't have to make $100,000 a month to be happy. I could be happy making 50, right? Or probably even like half that, probably 25. Like, I like genuinely like 90, like 95, sliding scale happy. I'm just using these words because these are the words that everybody knows. I don't really believe in this shit anyway. But, sliding scale, 25 to 50 grand a month, after expenses, I'm going to be 95 to 99% percentile happiness. So as far as like personal freedom and money goes. And, I was able to uncover that, and you don't know, you can think about it, and you can say, oh, I only need to make $5 grand a month or 10 grand a month. And, you have to just experience it to really know. And that's the point I'm trying to make. So, let's do this. If you're serious, let's put this together. Let's get after it, and let's start and do something that's not only rewarding and fun, but, going to be the reason why we can retire when we're, 45, 40 years old, 50 years old, and be sitting on, a big bag of money, and passive investments and income vehicles that are going to pay us for the rest of our lives, and probably pay, the next 5 generations, because we had the balls and the fortitude and the wisdom and the knowledge and the experience and the intellect and the vision to go after it. You know, I mean, it's that simple. So let's do it. Let's go after it. And, you know, I hope to see, you know, that you guys on the other side that end up joining. And, you know, I'm trying to set a new standard for the stuff we're doing here at JDM, and a new standard for our clients as well. And listen, I haven't always lived up to that standard myself. I've been very up and down the last 12 to 15 months, you know, going through a lot of personal things and dealing with my health and my weight and, you know, other personal, you know, things that people will go, that everyone goes through. But, you know, loss of a very close family member as well. You know, and, you know, it's just, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to have to eventually, you know, hitting rock bottom. Like, you either want to be going up or going down, right? The worst thing is like when you're stagnant. So for me, I'm always either going up or down. There's no, like, I'm never stagnant. So if I'm not going up, I'm going down, and I'm going down for good reason, because I need to, like, I'm just the type of person where, like, I need to be miserable to motivate change. I can't be like, you know, I'm okay, right? If I'm okay and I'm content, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And I don't like to be there. So I don't really I try not to let myself be content. It happens. I've been doing it over the last 12 months, and I've noticed it, right? But I'm changing it. I'm changing it through my company, and obviously through how that affects my daily life by what we've just done over the last few months in our company, which is, you know, get rid of all these people that ultimately didn't deserve to be here in the first place. Some of you did, and again, sympathies to you, or, you know, I have empathy and sympathy to your situation. But at the end of the day, you know, JDM Capital Solutions, and what I want to do is go big. And this small stuff and helping people during the pandemic and all that stuff is great. It was fun. It was an amazing learning experience. You know, a lot of things to take away from it. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but the tables are that's behind us now. Now we're here, and this is where the wealth is going to get created over the next, year to 5 years, is during this recession. So you can either join us or you can watch, and whatever it is, wish you the best. And if you're a hater, then go fuck yourself. So that's all I can say. It was fun. It was fun catching back up and being in front of the camera, and kind of, I don't like being away from the camera or talking to you guys or connecting with you guys for as long as I was. But, I had COVID. Buddy was out here actually during almost the entire time, working on my house, finishing my house, making some progress. And, I felt like shit for a while, but we're back. And we're motivated, and we're doing what we want to do. So, follow me on Instagram and sub and subscribe here as well for updates. And, we'll be pushing through and, making the best of it. And we're posting, obviously posting progress and updates and more information as, as things unfold over the next weeks and months. So I'll let everyone know as well when Group A is filled. Like I said, it probably will be like 5 days. So this video will get blasted out to everybody over the next week, and Group A should get filled pretty quickly. And then, then we'll be in Group B. And there's no good or bad. It's just like, the timelines are just slightly different, right? You're still gonna have to put down the $5K deposit, but if you have a couple things wrong with your credit, we'll take care of them. We'll fix them. Maybe you're like one item away or something, and you have maybe you have other stuff going on, because when you join our group, you're not really going to be able to use your credit for other things, if that makes sense, right? So, all right, that is it. Have everybody a great Tuesday, and we'll see you next time.